The scouts confirm the enemy is approaching. The army of Bretonnia and their allies form up. The men are ready and morale is high as the flag flies overhead. Today, the men of my unit are blessed, as our lord, our duke, who normally fights on horseback, is fighting alongside us in the infantry on foot. Armand of Aquitani. The orders are given, and I give the order to advance. As we slowly move up the road as the army is formed up now, the enemy is spotted in the distance. The first arrows begin to fly and signify that we are close enough to the enemy to halt and form up the army ready to attack. As the enemy come forth through the mountain path, some of them seem to be leaving the road, going to our left flank. You may see them up there behind the trees, as more and more arrows begin to fly through the air as archers get into position. Our battle line is pretty much formed up. Some cavalry and the enemy infantry seem to be formed up further down the road from us. But there is certainly a presence on our far left, but we have some archers on our far right, hiding in the trees on some rocks. At this moment, the men don't quite know where to look, as arrows seem to be coming from multiple directions, and the enemy infantry is approaching. Everyone knows the order to charge will be given any moment now. The shields are gripped tightly, close to their chest. You're only as strong as the men next to you. The flags of each unit wave in the digital wind above our heads, representing each unit. And the enemy, you can see their flags as well, representing the different units. Both teams seem to be formed up in a position. We're all waiting for that order to be given. Either they will advance first or we will. And it seems our orders are given to fall back slightly, as the archers on the left are becoming more of a hassle. If we charge now, they'd shoot our rears. We don't want that. We're losing our formation a bit, and the enemy senses this as they advance slowly. Now our archers on the right are getting some nice shots in, but some of the enemy infantry on the far left is moving round to our flank, and they mean to hear our cavalry come in from behind, distracting the enemy, and the order is given to charge whilst there is chaos in their ranks. I can't really focus on the left flank at the moment at what's happening. I need to send my men in here in the main line and finish this fight. As chaos ensues, as axes, swords, maces and spears find flesh. Oh, I thought that was a bad guy. And already the fight seems to be thinning out here in the main area. It seems to be up closer to the left side. Cavalry's coming through again for another path. I don't know where the other enemy cavalry are, but they are on this battlefield somewhere. There's always part of our team to try and capture the enemy flags and take pictures of it as proof. I go in against a couple of two-handed macemen. They are very hard. As the fight rages on, we seem to have the advantage 100 to 70 as the enemy pulling back in all directions. As our units, our soldiers surge forwards. A couple of enemy cavalry there flying down the road. As the fight rages on. Blood soaking the snow of the battlefield, but ultimately our number is too great for the enemy, and we will take this battlefield. It's not long before we meet the enemy again. The archers are already firing against their archers somewhere to our left flank. The enemy is formed up in front of us, and behind them you can see many of their infantry going behind this large rock to our left. Some of our infantry seem to be going round the far right flank, waiting for the opportunity to attack. The enemy begins to advance on our position, but they do not engage yet, as both sides square off of each other, staring each other out. The enemy archers are now appearing on that rock on the left side of us, getting some arrows into our shields, applying pressure. Both teams seem to be waiting for another one. I take an arrow, 61 damage, not good, that's most of my HP. You can see them there poking their heads over. Arrows seem to be firing, and there seems to be a unit, some infantry on the far left side. Can you see up there in the mountains? There you go, up there on the left side. Can you see up there? There seems to be a fight on the far left flank, but that is hardly my concern, as the main fight is here in the centre, where the main shield walls will attack. And it looks like the far right flank is coming in for that flank. That's giving us the opportunity, as both sides are given the order to charge, and the fight begins. Shields clash against each other, and maces begin to flail as enemy cavalry and our own cavalry seem to be coming into the fight. I go down very quickly. It's a bit of team damage, unfortunate. Let's get a nice overview here though. We've got flags flying overhead of each of the different units. The yellow and blues are on my unit, keep an eye on them, as there doesn't seem to be much cohesion anymore. Very quickly we lost the battle lines of this battle, as there seems to be a fight up there in the mountains. Archers of the enemy seem to be firing down on the exposed flanks of my allies, and the main battle seems to be spreading out all over, as some men seem to be trying to get the archers. But here on our left flank, it seems almost like the enemy is winning that fight very well, as there seems to be a good contest here in the centre, as different units chase after each other, stabbing into the rears of unexpected fighters. You can see more of my side here at the C flag still, as they've won that fight on the left flank, and the left flank seems to be coming down here to join this fight. But this left flank, when they come into the fight, that is going to be the nail in the coffin, as the numbers for the Bretonnians and allies begins to drop very quickly, and the red C flag seems to be slowly lowering, and symbolically as the flag changes, the battle goes in favour of the coalition forces. Thank you very much for watching. Great fighting. Subscribe to follow me. There's plenty more of these battles to come, and they're only getting bigger and better, and loads of different maps. Thank you for watching. Glory to the Empire.